Yay.
It is, very mindful, 10:31.
Perfect.
Roll call. Marty,
Marty Hadfield's here.
Daryl,
Carol's here.
and Marilyn's here. Okay.
Great.
Have you had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Anybody want to approve them or disapprove them or?
I'll move to approve the minutes as stated.
I'll second that.
Okay.
So I think that just,
Oh, you needed to approve the agenda
Oh,
first, sorry.
take a
I'd
look.
like to now move to approve the agenda.
Any second?
I'll second that motion. Thank you.
Okay, good vote? All in
Sure.
favor? Okay.
Aye.
Same for the men's, I assume, or we need, I don't think we have to on that. Public communications. Is there anybody, let's see, who do we have online right now? We've got three people? And two here,
Yes,
or three here?
Oh.
Anybody
My
have-
connection kind of locked up there for a minute, so I didn't hear the
Okay,
presentation.
we have three people on Zoom and three people in person. And anybody have any comments? You've got 3 minutes. If you have a comment you'd
yeah,
like to make.
Don Williams does.
Okay, go ahead, Don.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. I hope you can hear me okay. I guess I just have a couple of things I'd like to have addressed, I guess, during the meeting. One thing is what is being done in the way of an emergency plan for a contingency plan in the event that the tower up there at North Beach has some problems. For example, would you fire up the station at the, or even can you fire up the station at the yard, the public works yard, on the new frequency and use that? And the second question is, I've heard some issues about coverage of the radio signal actually in Ocean Shores. And I suspect by now that has been answered, and I'd like to have that addressed too. So good morning, everybody, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Anybody else have any?
Hi, this is Vita Piera, and I don't have any comments. Thank you.
Thank you. And did you have something?
Yeah, I just, what Butch and I were talking about, and I made a note and I'll check on it again today, but, whenever we have some kind of emergency here in Ocean Shores, like that the water main breaks during the cold weather, the radio station needs to be notified so they can get that out as an emergency broadcast, and they're not getting the information, so, just working with, and I guess Marty's been gone, so he hasn't worked on it more, but I know Marty had started on it, but something, maybe a program with the department heads from the water department, whatever, that's part of their protocol when in an emergency is to notify the city and the city to notify the radio station on that, so we can get the word out. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Jane. Any more, comments? Anybody here? No?
I'll try afterwards. I'm thinking it didn't know.
Okay, let's go on to, the reports, the station report.
I guess that's me, huh?
That's you.
I don't have much to report, other than we've got a new console that we're gonna be installing here when Marty shows up. I'm getting real anxious, Marty. Our old console. What's
Me
that?
too. I say me too.
Our other one's very small and it's starting to go out. We've lost one of the channels already on it. So the new one we have is big enough that can accommodate just about anything we wanna do. And Marty, you can chime in on that if I'm not right. So, but we can do a phone interface on it, right? Get rid of the
Right.
speakerphone with the microphone over the top of it. And all that,
Right.
it's be like a real.
Yeah,
radio
it'll
station.
accommodate It'll also accommodate several other improvements in being able to have improved connectivity to outside sources.
And, to kind of answer one of Don Williams' questions, Marty had fixed it up, so the old transmitter in the yard that was at our 91.3 has been reconfigured to 88.9. And so when the power goes out up at the tower, we got Marty hooked up a remote control, we just click the switch and it turns on the other transmitter, which will at least transmit locally. But we set our new old transmitter in for repairs. That makes much sense. The one we got there now is like 20 years old. But the new one, we just got repaired. It will go up to like 320, 350 watts. The other one only goes up to about 90, I think, something like that. When Marty gets back, my buddy Marty's gonna replace that one too, right, Marty?
Get it updated and
Yeah.
ready to go for better power. Yes.
Yeah, and being at 88.9, we're not with any interference from Westport on that too, so you actually, the coverage will be quite well, I think, right here in town.
Yep.
So that is, we do have an emergency backup if the power goes up at the tower, okay? The only other thing I got, we got a new DJ we're training right now, DJ Jones. She's on Tuesdays from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And that's about I got for my report.
Okay, good. Marty, I guess you're still the technology report? Do you
Sure.
have anything?
Sure. Just a couple of items, just for general information. FCC and FEMA are working on some additional modifications of the emergency alert system. They're toying with the possibilities of multilingual emergency alerts. They already have that available to some extent, but they're trying to, I guess I'll flat out, they're kind of wrestling with some of the concepts of how to implement multilingual transmissions, because it becomes extremely distracting for persons who are not of the language that's being carried over the air. And so they want to be careful about how that's implemented, but they're digging into that now at the federal level and have asked for comments from broadcasters and other who would be interested in digging into that. Yeah, the new console that Butch was describing, I'm looking at getting that installed early next week, presuming I'll be home by this weekend. We got a little surprise snow here in the southeast corner of the state, and it's pretty cold and pretty good accumulation. So I've had to extend my absence a bit from getting back home. We actually thought we were going to be back in Ocean Shores yesterday, but the storms are building up in the passes, and we just don't want to risk it with two-wheel drive RV, even with good snow tires, etc. Let's see, there's some additional new software, firmware to be uploaded in our emergency alert boxes to comply with some new FEMA requirements. It's not due until March, and they, which is just around the corner, obviously, mid-March, but the FCC just approved, or actually the equipment manufacturers just released the latest updated requirements about 1 or 2 weeks ago. So we'll get those taken care of. Let's see. Also, when I get back, we'll do some evaluation. Trey had brought it up during the previous meeting, and obviously Don brought it up in this meeting regarding some observations of some reception areas that might be within the city that are having some difficulty in reception. We'll try to identify what the complications are for those particular locations. And sometimes it's something as simple as, oddly enough, it's going to sound weird, but I've actually had reception problems caused by cell phone chargers in a vehicle even. the noise that is generated within those can really impact reception capabilities. So we'll evaluate all of that and take a look and see, make sure that
Hey, Marty,
yes.
I got a question for you. We got the new modulation council in?
Oh,
Yeah,
monitor.
Monitor, yeah. Now, will that do anything to help? What we're finding out is on the real low end, heavy bass, it's like it's got too much gain on it or something. It's a thump in it and a kind of a vibration through it. Would that help
Still got to
that?
get installed. But we haven't had an ability to verify that our modulation levels are as loud and contained as they're supposed to be. So now with the new modulation monitor, we'll be able to both maximize the volume of the transmission and assure compliance with the specifications from the FCC.
That should help it then, right?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
say again?
Modulation should help it, right?
Oh,
Help
yeah.
that low end?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's see, a couple other things. Butch had mentioned about the automatic switching to the little backup interim transmitter at the Public Works yard. I've actually kind of been noodling a possibility of a way to automate that so that if the power at the main site goes out again, even in the middle of the night, and no one's around to observe that the transmitter is off. Two things that I want to get developed. One of them is a outbound alert message that the remote control at the new tower site can send a text message or make a phone call to individuals to say, hey, the transmitter's off the air right now, or the room temperature is too high, or whatever it might be, as an alert that there's a problem. And so as a secondary backup to that, I'm brainstorming an easy plan to have it so that if the main transmitter goes off, backup automatically kicks in. So,
Would that work in reverse?
oh, well, when the main comes back on, the local one would go off. Yes. Yeah, it would automatically track whenever the main is off, the backup is on, and whenever the main comes back, the backup turns off. Let's see. Oh, I did observe that I have a security camera that I've on my account that I've installed in the transmitter building as well as one outside. So periodically I can just like look in the room, and it's not a steerable camera, but I have it pointed generally towards the front of the equipment rack. And after this last power outage, I observed that one of the indicators on the backup microwave receiver is out. Now, I don't know what that means. Could be the indicator has failed. It could be any number of problems. But there's something going on with the backup microwave receiver up there that we'll have to take a look at. But that's the advantage of having a camera, remote camera available inside of the room to be able to keep an eye on things a little bit like that. Because they may not have actually reached a threshold where they're in an alarm mode or anything like that. And then I'll just, at this point, I'll just loop in because it kind of goes to the question that Dawn, I believe, had posed this morning. Although I will say that my internet interrupted just after Dawn said something about emergency plan for the city, and it froze. So I didn't hear the rest of the question, Dawn. But suffice to say that after I've returned, every 2 weeks, the Ocean Shore City emergency planning team gets together. It's the chiefs and assistant chiefs of the various departments. And I'll be going to one of their meetings soon to talk about what the capabilities are and depending on the circumstances, may or may not actually end up giving them a little tour, at least a video tour of what we have up at the tower site. And then what the plan is, so that in the event of a catastrophic wipeout of all of the facilities in Ocean Shores, we can at least put some transmissions on the air using the former console, one of the older consoles, up at the tower site, and giving the capability of, even though it's a struggle to get there sometimes, at least we'll still be able to carry on with emergency information. So I think that wraps up my long-winded technology report.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you,
Next,
Marilyn.
the next report is our new council liaison, Denise Sire.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I have much to report after half of a city council meeting. You know, we did have a retreat as you know, and I think it was that boring. I thought it was pretty interesting. And one of the things that we did review at that was the role of the council liaison, and really the major role of the council liaison is not to give the details like you were just talking about, you know, those we hope you come to the council to give. Because I certainly could not repeat Marty's technology report. But the main thing is for, you know, you to give the liaison information that you think is important for the council, for things that we should look at, or, you know, as Jane mentioned, to, you know, talk to the city about, where the city has better communication with you. So that's really the purpose of the liaison. So if I'm sitting here and not saying anything, that is according to my liaison rules. That's what I'm supposed to do, is really just listen and take in any issues to bring back. And, you know, all of the details, the department, you know, various committees are now giving reports to the council itself. So, you know, hopefully you will bring that. So that's the question. Is there anything that you feel right now needs to be addressed?
I don't have anything at the moment. Anybody else?
I don't.
I don't.
Hmm.
Okay, well, okay, thank you. Next we have the board members' reports. Marty, do you want to give a report?
Well, I think it was pretty well encapsulated in the technology report. So unless anybody had a question for me, I think I'm complete.
Okay, thank you, Marty. Daryl, you have anything?
I do. For Denise's benefit, KOSW is a member of the Washington State Association of Broadcasters. So that's the government, basically the governing group, or the group that does a lot of recommendations on radio policy for the state. And we are a member, and it's good that we are. We were attending, Wish and I were gonna attend a meeting with them on February 15th in Olympia, but that day the weather turned south and we decided not to go, which was a good thing because it was awful with the Black Hills. So we didn't attend that thing this year, this one, so hopefully we'll get to the next one. Anyway, that's my report.
Thank you. And Roseanne's not here today, and I don't have anything. Any old business anybody wants to cover? Nobody. You have any old business?
Nope.
Nope. Daryl?
Nope.
I don't have any either.
Oh, I do have one question for Daryl. Did you have any follow-up? I was looking at the minutes from the last meeting regarding the nonprofits meeting at the convention center. Do you have any details, or was that just like a general announcement?
That was a general announcement. That was a general announcement.
We had signed up one person and he resigned.
Oh,
Johnny was signed up to go, but he's no longer with us. So
is that open?
I don't know. I went last year. I didn't find it a poll helpful that much.
And the giant position is
Yes.
open? You go.
Yeah, there's a board position open.
Yes.
How do you fill it, I guess? City has applications for that.
They're online. Okay, any new business?
I don't think so.
Just get home, Marty, I need you.
Yeah, really. Go back safely. Anybody want to discuss anything? Or have we already discussed everything?
We're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The open board positions to the city website.
Yeah.
And there's a PDF file you can download and bring your stuff in and submit it.
Is it to be filled soon or is it to be next June during the next cycle?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's open right now, so as soon as you apply.
So it'd just be like the city council, you would vote someone in yourselves.
Yeah, the city council does that, yeah.
The mayor
mayor,
suggests
yes.
and council like thumbs up it.
Oh, the board here doesn't, the city council actually puts, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the mayor does, and then the council approves or disapproves.
Okay. Our future meeting is March 26th. And that's at 10:30 a.m. in the library. If anybody have anything else, or are you?
I got one little thing
Okay.
We are going in the planning stages now, right now for Razor Clam Festival. We're gonna be the festival all 3 days. But I'm still waiting for a schedule from George, cause I tried to put something together and I don't have the schedule. But I know we're gonna be there Friday, Saturday and Sunday, probably outside. Hopefully it's nice.
Okey-doke. If there's nothing else, can we adjourn?
Motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
okay. All in favor?
Yeah.
Hardest meeting I think I've been to.
Okay, we are now
Okay.
adjourned.
Okay.
Well, thank you all and we'll see you soon.
Get home, Marty.